Pull up a chair, dear one. Let's talk about how you got here, why your awakening might have felt delayed by worldly standards, and what it means to fully embrace the calling that now roars like a lion in your spirit. We'll be sprinkling timeless wisdom throughout. Those everyday pearls gleaned from life's growing up. We absorb the world's expectations like a sponge soaking up water. It starts from the cradle. Go to school, excel in exams, pick a lucrative career, find a partner, raise a family, check off every box, lickety-split, before you turn 30. If you don't meet these so-called milestones on time, it can feel like you're stuck in quicksand while everyone else prances on solid ground. Better late than never. And that rings especially true for the chosen ones. Your younger years weren't wasted just because you were caught in a hamster wheel of trying to please everyone else. No, beloved, those were your silent preparation days. Think of a farmer tilling the soil in spring. There's sweat, toil, and countless unseen processes. Then one day, the seed sprouts. You've been that seed, growing in darkness, waiting for the precise moment to break through the surface. If you don't plant, you won't sow. The path you've traversed, with all its zigzags, heartbreaks, and seemingly random episodes, was fertilizing the ground of your soul. And so, if you felt out of step with the crowd, trust that every detour had its reason. You were practicing, learning resilience, gathering wisdom so you could stand firm when your moment finally came. Because, make no mistake, that moment is now. If this resonates, comment below. Affirm in the comments. I honor my past. Every twist and turn prepared me for this grand awakening. We cling to jobs that drain us, relationships that stunt our growth, or the labels society pins on us like badges of honor. You can't make an omelet without breaking eggs. Real transformation demands we let go of something. Be it an old mindset, a limiting belief, or a toxic environment. By 40, it's as though your soul says, "All right, enough is enough." You realize letting go isn't about giving up. It's about being open to receive better. If you don't plant, you will not sow, that's true. But it's equally true that if your soil is clogged with weeds from the past, no new seed can flourish. So you stand at the crossroads, deciding whether to keep lugging baggage that's weighing you down, or release it and make space for blessings that align with who you're becoming. The moment you choose to drop that baggage, a weight lifts off your shoulders. You feel lighter, freer, capable of embracing opportunities that might have passed you by if you were still distracted by the old. This is liberation in its purest form, dear one. If you're ready to release what no longer serves, comment below. Affirmation: I release the past and welcome the blessings that await me. Fourth time, from enemy to ally. Time and tide wait for no one. Often this notion rings in our ears like a warning klaxon, pushing us to hurry, hustle, and scramble before opportunity slips away. Yet, for the chosen ones, there's another layer of truth. Time is not your enemy. It can become your ally. When you're young, the world's deadlines can feel suffocating. By 40, you start to see time from a different vantage point, like a patient friend who's been holding your hand all along. Think back to when you were 20 or 30. You might have hustled from one project to another, terrified of being left behind. But how many of those pursuits truly spoke to your heart? In the grand scheme of things, that panic might have been a hint that you were out of alignment. Now, as you stand on the brink of your 40s, or firmly in them, you recognize that time works with you when you're on the right path. Doors open effortlessly, and the very hours of the day seem to expand when you're engaged in meaningful endeavors. No more frantic chasing. You've learned that if you don't plant intentionally, you can't reap the harvest you desire, nor can you blame time for it. You step away from the mentality that you're running behind some invisible schedule. Instead, you embrace a deeper sense of flow. By the age of 40, many of us have tasted heartbreak, loss, rejection, or the anguish of a dream deferred. These experiences can do one of two things: close us off or crack us open to something greater. For the chosen souls, it's the latter. You start noticing patterns that defy coincidence, like repeating numbers, 1111 anyone? Or hearing the same phrase in unrelated situations. Some might say, lightning never strikes the same place twice. But you now realize that sometimes it does, when a higher power is making a point. Let's address a critical pivot point: acknowledging your own value. If you lie down with dogs, you'll get up with fleas. Environments and relationships we immerse ourselves in have tangible effects on our well-being. In your 20s or 30s, you might have tolerated toxic friendships or relationships out of fear. Fear of loneliness, fear of rocking the boat, fear of losing people. But hitting 40 often flips a switch. You think, hang on a minute, I deserve better than this. It's not about arrogance. It's about self-respect. You begin to recognize that your heart, mind, and energy are sacred. People who sow negativity, doubt, or manipulation no longer get a seat at your table. You kindly but firmly say no to that which drains you, and you start saying yes to relationships that uplift and nurture your spirit. This boundary setting might unsettle a few folks. They may wonder why you've changed, or label you selfish. You cannot pour from an empty cup. The moment you protect your energy, you step into the fullness of your worth. And, ironically, that's when you become capable of giving your best to those who genuinely cherish you. If you're ready to draw loving boundaries, comment below. Affirm in the comments: I am worthy of healthy connections. I honor myself with clear boundaries. Sometimes we judge the uncharted territories of our lives in advance, deciding it's too scary or too risky. By 40, you grasp that the unknown isn't necessarily a threat. It can be an invitation to explore facets of your life you haven't yet discovered. Think of it like stepping into a vast garden at dawn. The darkness might obscure your view, but as the sun rises, vibrant flowers reveal themselves. That's the unknown, a space for possibilities to bloom. Yes, stepping outside your comfort zone can make you sweat bullets. But if you never break new ground, you might miss out on the miracle growing just beyond your familiar borders. And if fear rears its head, gently remind yourself that every significant leap you've taken, career shifts, major moves, new relationships, was once an unknown. Look how far you've come. Let that be a signpost that the unknown is not a villain. It's a blank canvas awaiting your inspired brushstrokes. If you're ready to say yes to life's new chapters, comment below. A leopard cannot change its spots. You reach a point, especially around 40, where you stop apologizing for who you are. You speak more candidly, not to incite drama, but because sugarcoating your truth feels false to your soul. You dress how you want, love who you love, and follow the path your intuition shows you, even if it diverges from the mainstream. And yes, some folks may roll their eyes or exit your life. That's part of the pruning process that ensures only those aligned with your energy remain. This stand for authenticity is also deeply liberating. You no longer scramble to impress or mold yourself into someone else's ideal. You come to realize that an honest life, even if it ruffles a few feathers, is exponentially more rewarding than a life spent performing someone else's script. We've all heard the advice about treating others the way you want to be treated. But what about treating yourself with the kindness you so readily give to others? By 40, you often realize that self-compassion isn't a luxury. It's a cornerstone of self-care. Too many chosen souls spend years beating themselves up for perceived failures, letting an internal critic overshadow their accomplishments. When you unlock the power of self-compassion, it's like stepping off a treadmill you've been running on for ages. You stop punishing yourself for not meeting arbitrary standards. You start speaking to yourself as you'd speak to a dear friend in pain, with understanding, softness, and encouragement. This shift doesn't make you complacent. It frees you to grow from a place of love rather than guilt. Self-compassion also influences how you navigate relationships. You set boundaries from a place of worthiness rather than fear. You practice forgiveness, both for yourself and others, understanding that everyone's learning as they go. When one door closes, another one opens. Many roll their eyes at that phrase until they witness it in their own lives. You come to trust the wisdom of divine timing, understanding that your impatient demands can't force the universe to hurry. Instead, you lean into a peaceful acceptance that what is meant for you won't miss you. If frustration bubbles up because something you desire hasn't manifested, remember, it might be cooking in the cosmic oven, and if you yank it out too soon, it'll be underbaked. Patience is the hallmark of those who realize that everything comes together in its season. But at 40, you've likely built up enough emotional muscle to see past the noise. Your worth is no longer tethered to others' opinions, and your vision is no longer blurred by external chaos. You focus on what truly matters: your growth, your service, your mission. You may even find pockets of empathy for those who criticize, recognizing that their hostility often stems from unhealed wounds. What's important is that you do not let their clamor derail you. You keep your feet planted, your eyes on your higher calling, and your spirit open to the guidance of your Creator. If you're ready to soar above the distractions, comment below. Affirm in the comments, "I rise above the world's noise." Some might misunderstand, others might applaud, but rest assured, the universe itself is cheering you on. Your uniqueness is not a flaw, it's your superpower. Your timeline isn't delayed, it's divinely orchestrated. Your heart's desires aren't frivolous. They're signposts leading you to your greatest contribution, so step forward. Shine bright, speak truth, love fiercely, give generously, embrace solitude, cherish community, live fully. Because when the chosen ones awaken, the entire world feels the ripple effect of their light. And if your soul echoes with a resounding Amen or a triumphant Yes, type 1111 in the comments right now. marking this day as the moment you embraced your grand unfolding. May you continue to journey onward with unwavering faith, unstoppable passion, and a heart that pulses with gratitude. May each dawn remind you that your best days are not behind you. They're being crafted even as you read these words. May every affirmation you typed be anchored in your spirit, guiding you on the path of alignment and fulfillment. And remember, if you don't plant, you won't sow. So plant your dreams bravely and watch the gardens of your life flourish in ways you never thought possible. Blessings upon you, chosen soul. Your real awakening, the one the universe has been gently nudging you toward, begins now, in this sacred moment. Amen and amen.